Right. Bum, 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 bum. What's going on, everyone? This is Courtney Rollins with the Life in Transitions Experts podcast, Facebook group, as well as YouTube channel. I am also the owner, operator of Estate Pro Service, where I'm helping families make probate and estate planning easier, all while making income through real estate, income and wealth through real estate. And today I have a pretty sort of unique topic uh, that hopefully is helpful to folks, regardless of where you are on the, let's say, spectrum. A few years ago, about 2016, so that isn't a few years ago, I guess that's about 8 years ago now, I, I went to counseling and then was able to go to a psychiatrist and was finally diagnosed with ADHD. Now, any of my friends around me did not blink an eye when I did share the diagnosis. No one was surprised at all. I'm sure none of my teachers, bless them, bless their soul, were surprised if they would have heard that. I've always been a high energy, very positive person who's pretty random and all different things. So a lot of the, I suppose, traits that someone would share or connect with someone with ADHD, I embodied many of them, and I never felt that I was inhibited. Well, there were times and challenges that I did feel I had as far as not understanding why certain things took a while for me to get going or why I was so focused on other things. But as soon as I had the diagnosis, it was such a relief. And I got a shout out to my beautiful wife, Dr. Michelle Chambers Rollins, who is a mental health specialist and counselor, has her own practice, Therapeutic Family Solutions. If you're anywhere in the nation and you want support, go check out Therapeutic Family Solutions. She and her practitioners that work with her do an excellent job of helping people get the tools they need to grow. But the reason I'm thinking about that and shouting her out is because she just recently participated in the Black Mental Health Conference that took place in Raleigh, North Carolina, this past weekend, February the 11th. And it was amazing work. There were many vendors, practitioners, folks there who were sharing. She did an excellent, amazing job sharing some of her research and her studies. And Chrisette Michelle was there as well, the Grammy award-winning uh, uh, singer who's not only diagnosed with as bipolar, but also diagnosed as ADHD. And she also mentioned when she was finally diagnosed how much it was of so much freedom it gave to her. She finally had the tools and the language that helped her really maximize and energize or engineer her life. And I felt and still feel the same way. So today we're going to talk about that. How if you have ADHD or even you don't, how there's 6 ways that you can turn something like ADHD or use these specific strategies as a superpower for really any endeavor, but specifically real estate wholesaling, which is my Jimmy Jam. So let's rock into it. All right. Number one, that hyper focus and intense passion that comes with quite often with ADHD is so critical when you are particularly a small business owner or really any passion you have. And again, you're going to see that all of these really go across whatever spectrum you have. These are qualities that you really need to have for any person. It's just if you have ADHD, you may be turned up and you may need tools to really, really be able to provide the structure that you need. So that hyper focus, when you have surround yourself with amazing people and amazing systems, you can turn that focus into a really powerful tool to get things done. So like for instance, if you take a bullet and it's just sitting there on a vise and you tighten it up and you slam the other end of the capsule, it may not shoot out that far, but if you put that thing in a barrel where all the energy is contained and focused, boom, it's going to get far. So having hyper focus and having the tools and systems around you is so important, and especially the passion, because sometimes the systems can become a little boring. I have a routine that is set, and thank goodness that I realized because of my diagnosis that I need those routines, and so I have to they've had to be internalized and become habits because if I didn't have them, I may be in a lot of different places and spaces and not able to maximize my passion. So that is a way to turn superpower. Another thing is thinking creative, thinking out of the box. We have these creative faculties that we've been blessed with, and the imagination is such a powerful, beautiful thing to be blessed with. And so, if you're able to use that creativity to think of things from different angles, it's so powerful, so important, especially as a small business owner who quite often has I mean, our job is to solve problems, especially in the world of real estate, wholesaling, and investing, where I have to get properties at a discount. I have to get them at a way that I can either make money or will definitely make money, but also share that value with other investors. And so, being able to be creative and solve problems is what's going to give me the opportunity to afford and earn that discounted price because people are willing to trade speed and convenience for a discounted price, but that speed and convenience usually comes at solving some challenging problems and being able to think creatively is that a word? Creatively and out of the box is very important. Number three, again, we spoke about it with passion, but also having the energy behind it is so important. Batteries come included with most people with ADHD and definitely with me. And so having your battery tank doesn't mean you don't need to refuel and doesn't mean that I don't need certain practices to or eat healthy ways and work out to maintain that energy. But having that higher energy is so important and being adaptable in different situations. In my former life, I was an educator taught second grade, middle school, high school, even at the college level in residential education. And it definitely served me well to be able to deal with so many different personalities and things that come. And I love real estate wholesaling and investing and working with folks who are dealing with probate and estate planning because there's I mean, every time I refresh my email, there's something new. Every call is a new. Every challenge. There's different personalities require me adapting to in different ways, and it's exciting. So yeah, all right. Quick decision making, that is a very important skill for any leader or any person. Be able to make a decision quick doesn't mean that you are wavering. You still have that focus, but quite often you have to be able to think quickly, and you have to be willing to take a risk. Life is a risk. I think the biggest risk in life is not taking a risk. Going through this life and just keeping your head under water or not attempting or not trying. I mean, that's pretty dull. Or especially if you already think you know the outcome, what is the point of that? That's I don't think that's really to me that's not a way to live. The risk of it doesn't mean that I take so adverse risks that are completely detrimental to me or the people around me, but you have to be able to take a risk to move forward. And someone with ADHD who likes that dopamine rush of risk taking and quick decisions can serve you well, And just like anything in life, things that can serve you well can also be your curse as well. So all of these come with uh, the need to have certain, I guess, buffers and boundaries in place. But yeah, number five, networking. Not that every person who has ADHD is extroverted or gets energy from being around folks. That's not necessarily the case. And you can be introverted and still great at networking and connecting. You just necessarily don't feel energy necessarily from that. You may feel like your energy is drained afterwards, but it does serve me well when it comes to relationships, building relationships with different folks. That adaptability allows me to be in a lot of different places and really, be interested in a lot of different folks because, I find a lot of people interesting, and not every person with ADHD is the same, but it does lend itself to networking and relationship building. And this thing called life is a team sport, but definitely real estate and real estate wholesaling. All right. Last but not least, delegating and building a team. This is actually, I think, a strategy that is absolutely necessary for anyone who's in a business. If you don't have a business and your systems, you're not leveraging systems, you don't really have a business. You just have a job, really, where you're trading your time for money because no one else is going to do it. But thank goodness to Keithley. Thank goodness for different folks part of my team and the teams that I'm part of where I can stay in my lane. Like, for instance, once I get off here, send it on to my assistant. He's going to chop it up, do what he does, and put it out all the different social media platforms. I stay in my lane when it comes to that. When I have someone who needs specific legal support or advice, I send them on to. I have a couple people that I work with that I send them to, and I stay in my lane. But they'll send it back to me when it comes to real estate or either some other non-legal issues. So having a team, building a team is so important, so crucial, and can help you fly like a superhero. Hey, if you've gotten value out of this, or if you're interested in this, or if you have even thoughts or questions or comments or suggestions or challenges, whatever that is, would love for you to reach out to me and we can chat and talk about it because that's how we grow. So just real quick over those things. One, hyper focus, intense passion. Two, creativity, thinking out of the box. 3, high energy, adaptability. 4, quick decision making and risk taking. 5, networking and relationship building. 6, delegating and building a team. Yeah, reach out to me, Courtney at estateproservice.com, or we jump on the Calendly at calendly.com, Estate Pro Service, and jump on a Zoom call and see how we can be a part of each other's journey. This is Courtney with the Life in Transitions Experts Podcast. That's spelled Lite. Let your light shine. Cheers.